Most men land in Thailand and within a few days they think they understand it. They think they've figured it out. They see the smiles, they see the lifestyle, they see how easy everything feels compared to back home, and they make a dangerous assumption. That's what life is like here. But what they're looking at is the end result of a system they don't understand, because behind every woman they meet, there is a full life story, a childhood, a family, a financial reality, a set of pressures that didn't start when she met you. They started the day she was born. And if you don't understand that, then everything you think you know about Thailand is surface level at best and completely wrong at worst. So let's break this down properly. In the UK, people love to believe you can become whatever you want. In Thailand, where you're born already narrows that down massively. The majority of women you meet in tourist areas come from Isan, the northeast. Now understand this, Isan holds roughly 1/3 of Thailand's population, but contributes far less economically than Bangkok and central regions. Bangkok alone produces a disproportionate share of the country's GDP. Some estimates show Bangkok's GDP per person is 5 to 6 times higher than parts of Isan. Now think about that properly. That's not a gap. That's two different economic realities inside one country. So if you're born in Bangkok, you're closer to opportunity from day one. Better schools, better infrastructure, more job options. If you're born in a rural village in Isan, you start behind, not because you're less capable, but because the system around you is smaller, weaker, and more limited. And people don't like hearing this, but opportunity is not evenly distributed. Now, let's stop throwing the word poverty around like it's a statistic and actually break it down. A rural household might bring in somewhere between 7,000 to 15,000 baht per month. That's roughly 150 to 350 pounds. Now imagine that spread across 2 parents, 2 or 3 children, possibly grandparents, and income is not guaranteed. It fluctuates. Rice farming, for example, depends heavily on rainfall, soil conditions, and market prices. So one bad season can wipe out a huge portion of income. And here's where it gets real. There's very little savings. So when something goes wrong, there is no buffer. If someone gets sick, money problem. If crops fail, money problem. If debt builds up, guess what? Money problem. Everything comes back to money, and when money is unstable, stress becomes constant, not occasional, constant. Now picture growing up inside that environment. You're not thinking about your future career. You're thinking about, what does my family need today? Children in rural Thailand often take on responsibilities early on. Helping in rice fields isn't some romantic cultural experience. It's labour. Looking after younger siblings isn't optional, it's expected. Doing chores daily is not discipline, it's contribution. And here's something that most people overlook. When you grow up like this, your identity forms differently. You don't grow up thinking, what do I want? You grow up thinking, what is needed from me? That mindset stays with you It doesn't disappear when you turn 18. Now, let's dismantle one of the laziest takes that people have. Why don't they just study, get a degree, and get a better job? Because life isn't a motivational quote. In rural areas, schools are often under-resourced. That means fewer qualified teachers, larger class sizes, lower overall performance. And even if a student is capable, there are barriers. Transport to better schools, cost of materials, time away from helping the family. And then comes the bigger issue. Higher education costs money, not just tuition, living expenses, travel, loss of income while studying. So families face a choice: invest in long-term education or prioritize immediate survival. And survival usually wins, not because they don't value education, but because they don't have the luxury to wait for results. Now, you have to also understand that family duty is the core of everything. And this is where most foreign men completely misread the situation. In Thailand, family is not just emotional support, it's an economic system. Parents raise children with the understanding that one day those children will support the family. This is not forced, it's cultural. It's built on ideas like gratitude, responsibility, respect. So when a daughter grows up and starts earning money, there is an expectation she will send that money back home. And here is the important part. This is not seen as a burden, it's seen as doing the right thing. So when Western men hear, I need to send money to my family, they sometimes think, this is a red flag. But in reality, it's pretty normal. What's strange in Thailand is not helping your family. Now eventually, reality forces movement, because staying in the village often means staying in the same financial situation. So people leave. Millions of internal migrants move to cities for work. And this is definitely not glamorous. It often involves leaving behind family support, living in basic accommodation, taking low-paying jobs. But it offers one thing the village can't: cash flow. Even if it's small, it's more consistent. Now here's the part that people don't expect. Moving to the city doesn't solve everything, it just changes the type of struggle. Low-skilled jobs in cities might pay 300 to 500 baht daily. That's roughly 7 to 12 pounds monthly, maybe 9,000 to 15,000 baht. Now subtract rent, food and transport, and then remember you're still expected to send money back home. So what happens? You survive barely. There's no real progression, just maintenance. Now, put yourself in that position. You're working long hours, barely getting by, and carrying responsibility for others. Then you see another option where you can earn in one night what you currently earn in several days, and that changes everything. Not because it's glamorous, not because it's easy, but because it solves a problem. And the problem is financial pressure. People don't like admitting this, but when survival is involved, morality becomes flexible, responsibility becomes the main priority. And once someone starts earning more, they become the provider. And that role does not switch off. Money sent home might pay for siblings' education, cover medical bills, support aging parents. And once that starts, it becomes expected. So even if someone wants to stop, they often can't, because now other people depend on them. Now, let's bring this back to the foreign perspective. You meet a woman, you see her lifestyle, you hear what she wants, and you judge it through your own lens. But your lens was built in a completely different system, where independence is valued, family support is optional, and money is individual. Her lens is very different, where family comes first, support is expected, and money is shared. So, when these two perspectives collide, misunderstanding is 100% guaranteed. Now, Thailand isn't just a place. It's a system shaped by inequality, culture, family structure, and economic pressure. And the people you meet are shaped by that system. So if you really want to understand what's going on, you have to look deeper than what's in front of you, because what you are seeing is not where the story begins, it's where it ends up. Thanks for listening. This has been Thai Talk with Dan Unleashed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Take care and ciao for now. Bye bye.
You blame them?